Hey, what's up? Welcome to episode 212 of the Bench Podcast. On today's show, it is Super Bowl week. And we are looking position by position, comparing the positions of the Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles. It's less than a week away.
Yeah, also little trade rumors going
Myles
around.
Garrett,
Super Bowl week.
Cooper Kupp. Let's
Hell
get
yeah.
into it. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bench. I'm Joey. This is Angel. It's Super Bowl week.
Super Bowl.
And we're ready.
Yes.
We kicked it off strong with, hope you caught Monday's episode, Chuck Liddell. Yes, I said it.
Incredible.
The Iceman, Chuck Liddell, sat in that seat, and it still doesn't, honestly, I'll be a fan. It still doesn't feel real.
Friend of the show
That
now.
the Iceman was in this room with us.
Yeah, I got into an argument on TikTok with someone dogging him. I was like, no, that's my boy.
Yeah.
That's Chuck.
Yeah, we defend Chuck.
We
on this
defend
show.
Chuck in this show.
He doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it.
But
He
we'll
can
do
defend
it.
himself. He's a huge man.
Over at Producer's Desk, double barrel action, 605 on a good day. AJ Woodson, registered Packer owner, Gabe
What up, what up,
Tovar.
what up?
AJ, happy Super Bowl week, my friend.
Yep. We just talked about it last night. You said you got some of the butterflies.
I'm starting to get them.
I've had them since last Sunday.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
We'll get into it. We'll talk
Can
about it.
imagine.
Gabe, how you doing, man? No butterflies for you.
No butterflies for me. The butterflies are gone. You should have told whoever that dude was on that you have a personal connection with him. And anytime he wants to come down to the studio,
talk
he's
to Chuck.
more than welcome.
But don't actually ever give out our address, though.
No.
Don't actually ever do that.
No, he was all big and bold. I'm like, if you were to see him in person, you would be very calm about this.
In the guest chair today with us, Andrew Rodriguez, backyard brawler extraordinaire, Raiders fan, who the first thing he said to me today when we walked in the studio, are we talking about Chip Kelly?
Chip Kelly. No.
The answer was a prompt, no, we're not.
No, we're not talking about Chip Kelly.
while wearing a Raiders shirt, too,
I love
might
it,
add.
man. You know what?
Tell you what, man, that's real
Hey,
fandom.
It's about fandom, baby.
Fandom.
Yep.
You know
It's
what
all
I'm
about
saying?
fandom.
Fandom.
On today's show, like I said in the pre-show bit, Myles Garrett, Cooper Kupp, Eagles versus Chiefs, position-by-position breakdown. I also have my 10-leg parlay. That's going to win me $144,000. So
That's a lot of money.
it's going to be a great
You
Sunday.
owe us that steak dinner still, so I'm waiting for
Yep. Well, I didn't win the last one thanks to honestly thanks
Who was
to
it?
Jaden Daniels and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce didn't have the catches.
Oh, 2
You
for
remember that?
15,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
And then
yeah.
Jaden Daniels, I think, didn't have the passing yards. He came like 6 or 7 short.
Oh,
I forgot. He was
it's
playing-
funny how
I was
Vegas,
playing the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
how Vegas knows this stuff.
Yeah. But
Weird.
yeah, so we'll get into that. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to the channel.
Hi.
Welcome to all you new subscribers, followers, commenters. Love it. Welcome to you UFC fans.
What's
who
up?
now follow the show because we had Chuck Liddell on the show.
The Octagon.
Yep. I like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
That's all the UFC knowledge you got, though.
That's all I got. Joe Rogan.
Very good, very good. It's kind of funny, like that we had Chuck Liddell on, and like none of us are huge fight fans. Like Andrew and Gabe are probably the biggest ones.
Yeah.
But I felt like we held our own. We did some studying.
Well, and also Chuck Liddell was very popular. Like if you know who Chuck Liddell was, and
Can
he
we
was
call
wearing-
him Chuck? I feel like
It is Chuck. No, Chuck.
No.
No, on the reels, I caught myself calling him Chuck.
Hey, Chuck Liddell.
Chucky. Chuck's
I wonder
there.
if it's old for famous people.
Yeah.
Like they always get their full name.
It's like my name is Chuck.
If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, thanks for listening to the audio version of the podcast.
Audio.
Brought to you, of course, by the Fans First Sports Network.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Worldwide.
All right, guys, you want to get my parlay in real quick?
Yeah, let's
All
just
right,
see.
so on BETR Picks, nice little promo here. Listen, the Super Bowl's this week.
Yep.
If you want to get part of the action, man, if you want to watch the Super Bowl and win some money, which sounds like the way to go.
That's a win-win, baby.
Sounds like the
Way to
way to
roll,
enjoy your
baby.
Sunday. Click our link in the description of this video or download the BETR Picks app. Use code BENCH. That's BENCHD. And when you do and make your first deposit, BETR Picks will match your first deposit up to $250. Absolutely free.
Yeah, do
You
it.
get a free chunk of money to bet with. And I'm betting, boys.
Yeah,
I'm
I
betting,
got-
boys. I know AJ's getting some money on the action. I know you're getting some money in the action.
Well,
So,
we're all gonna be millionaires.
I mean, if me and AJ win a chunk of money and the Eagles win, that's one of the best Sundays of my life.
And,
Yeah.
and Kendrick performed?
And kids
And Kendrick's out there.
we were watching previous.
I'm trying, man.
In
I'm
the
trying.
pre-show, okay, we were getting ready for the show. We were watching the past halftime
Yeah,
shows,
we're watching a bunch of halftime shows.
and we were like, I forget how big and like epic these can be. Like, just hope I'm on board with Kendrick. I just hope it matches the energy of like the Rihanna, Usher kind of.
Because there are some major flops in there.
Well, yeah, the Maroon 5 one. That's like the worst one I can
Some guys
can
I
remember.
scrolled right past.
I will say this much too. In the West Coast one, Kendrick's performance was probably the best one out of Mary J. Blige.
Eminem was pretty good.
Dr. Dre. Yeah, the Eminem was good.
Yeah.
But Kendrick probably had the best one as far as like the choreography.
When it
like
paused
performance.
Yeah, when it
to
came to
focus on
performance, he
Kendrick.
had the best one. So I'll give that much to him.
So
I don't know what he's
we'll
gonna do with a 15-minute show, but
Well, SZA's there, so they're gonna
Wait,
get SZA.
can we pause on that?
can't
Can we
wait
pause
for
on that
her.
real quick? So like the best performance of any artist there?
It just means out of that show.
yeah,
Out of that
out of that show because you
Dang, I
had,
thought Dre and Snoop were on fire.
I thought they were good too, but they're good just being them. Like
Yeah,
they
they was
didn't-
just dancing.
They don't
They
need
didn't do
dancers.
much.
Yeah. Snoop's crip walking up there like
Like
it's
like
just,
that box
cool.
thing.
50
he did.
Cent couldn't
Kendrick
get his
was like
ass
50
that.
Cent was
activated.
not it. Mary
Man.
J. Blige was ridiculous.
She was
I don't
the
care what
last
you guys say. I don't care what you
terrible.
guys- I love Mary J.
I like Mary J.
I like her
too.
too, but she looked like a damn fool.
Yeah.
but not live. And 50 Cent had no reason to be upside down.
I would probably rank them. This is a fun exercise. I'd probably rank them Dre and Snoop because they're kind of the same. They perform together.
That's
They're just Mount Rushmore. That's
I would
what-
go
no matter what they
Eminem
do.
over Kendrick.
Really?
But maybe that's probably a personal
Eminem had
preference.
Anderson .Paak too, so little.
Yeah, then I go
little added.
Kendrick, and then way at the bottom, 50 Cent and Mary J. Blige.
yeah.
Is that how you rank them? How would you rank them?
Yeah, probably pretty similar. I'm not big. I wasn't huge into
Would you
50
flip
Cent.
Eminem and Kendrick?
Well, okay, hold on. Are you talking about
I'm about
artists
performance.
That,
Just- no, just performance. I'm talking about that
specific
show.
The
Yeah, that
slot
show.
that they
But it
had.
sounds like you're ranking them from like who you think are in terms of greatness.
No, I thought Dre and Snoop were the best
It was
performance
the
that
most
day.
fun.
It was
I thought
cool,
they
but
were like-
to me. It didn't. The party didn't start till camera cut to Kendrick.
Stop.
And
Yeah.
then it
The
kept
party
going.
started when California Love dropped.
Yeah.
Look at the stadium, bro.
I gotta agree with AJ on that one.
Like that was
You
wild.
brought this up. You
No, no,
I'm not on your team anymore.
No, I'm not talking about overall performance. I'm talking about like it started. I mean, Dre and Snoop had a great performance. I'm saying as far as a show, Kendrick had the best one because he had the dancers. He had the whole thing where he came out of like the bubble or whatever it was.
The boxes,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I thought as far as performance, he had the best one.
Yeah.
But Dre and Snoop was lit. I mean,
Yeah.
come out with California Love and stuff.
And that
That's-
just goes to show you, like, these could be real moments.
Yeah.
Like, these can be
Yeah.
a real part where we're talking
yeah.
about for years.
You got
Also,
Lady Gaga jumping off roofs. God.
which was mean.
I mean,
like
we saw
crazy.
some of the. It looked like a graveyard of past Super Bowl performances. Like you had the
Remember the Black Eyed Peas?
Weeknd, Black Eyed
Oh,
Peas,
The Weeknd.
Katy Perry,
Katy Perry is
Justin
one I remember.
Timberlake.
Katy
You
Perry's
know
was
what?
fun. Katy Perry's was fun.
He had that weird eyebrow thing, eyelid thing. You know which one was good? No one talks about the Shakira and
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hold on.
with J-Lo.
That was
I
amazing.
didn't
We
like
talk
J-Lo.
about that all the time.
That's all the time. That plays.
I never hear you
I
guys
don't know
talk
who
about
you
it.
talk to. but-
It's on mute, but like I play it all day
That
in my
was a
house.
good performance.
I'm sure it was. I don't listen to it.
You know what didn't? You know what? Every time I watch it back, the Usher one to me, it's like I need to stop watching it and just remember it for the moment it was,
Yeah.
and move on.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
But it was not a great show that you pull back and
I
like,
watched
oh,
it
man,
again.
but it was
literally
fun in the
30
moment.
minutes ago, and I was like,
It's just too little of
this
snips.
was a
Because honestly,
bigger moment to
his
me.
problem was he has too many hits. Yeah, he has too many hits.
Yeah, he did what song was it where he dropped literally like one line? It's 7 o'clock.
It's 7
Yeah,
o'clock, and then
yeah.
that's it.
and then it's
Like, that's a good song.
And then it was 7:01.
anyway.
Yeah, then yeah.
There's a lot of prop bets and stuff attached to that too. That's fun as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Any I'm not a Kendrick guy, so I wouldn't know. But do you think "Not Like Us" is the opening song?
Well, that right here.
Is it the
close to
opening
that.
or the last?
Yes,
song?
it close.
There's
It's
they
either the
put
open or the close.
the odds for Not Like Us is 94% is like that they're gonna play that song.
Oh, he's got.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
he's
I
gonna.
think it's more
And then
what's gonna
two,
be
then
said.
okay, top 5 is
that's a big one.
Let's talk about "Not Like Us" because that's I don't like. Let's talk about "Not Like Us." That's
Okay,
because
sure,
that's
sure,
the.
yeah.
Are there
That's
any
the big
betting?
close.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
big
the big
thing.
Are there
close.
betting lines as far as like the stuff he's gonna say? Because there's a lot
just-
of controversy in that song.
I don't
Say-
know.
What is he
But the
gonna
thing
say?
about that song is it doesn't matter because anything he holds out, 56,000 people are going to scream.
Did you
it for him.
see at the Grammys?
yeah.
The Grammys, it was
Yeah.
incredible.
He didn't even say anything.
Like
the crowd
you're
said the
gonna
whole
get
thing.
50,000 people screaming pedophile.
Someone check on Drake, dude. Drake.
Pedophile, minor,
Seriously.
like all these words,
Yeah.
it's like little trigger words.
They
Like,
call him out by name. They call say Drake.
Cell Block 1, like
so
good
my
luck.
thoughts were like, you can't start with "Not With Us" because then where do you go after that?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you end with that.
probably
You end
right.
with
Right? You have to save that.
There's a lot. He has a lot of songs.
I know, but not like that.
that. You know what though? I pulled up the show from LA. He did a lot of songs in that show.
Yeah.
He did Humble. He did All Right.
He did
Which
a
ones
lot.
went viral?
He did Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah.
That's a lot of good
all
songs.
those went viral.
No, "Not Like Us" is the one that went viral.
No, Humble went.
Oh, Humble was-
went.
are you
Not
kidding me?
Like Us with all the NBA players
No,
on there.
I'm-
That was the moment.
I'm not saying.
I'm not pointing down any other song. I'm saying "Not Like Us" is like.
That's exactly what you're doing.
No, I'm not. Uplifting one song is not putting down another song.
I don't think you remember Humble.
Yeah, you don't remember Humble. Humble was huge.
Played in NFL
That's
commercial
like comparing-
breaks and NBA commercial
I
breaks
get
as
it.
much as not like
Oh, you're talking about the song?
The song
I'm talking about the LA performance.
He's talking about the performance.
Because you brought up the LA performance right now.
He's talking about.
So I'm
from
talking
that
about the
show
viral
specifically.
moment from that performance.
That wasn't clear.
No, I'm talking about the.
I
no,
didn't get
he said the LA performance. So I
Yeah,
said no, the LA performance, not like us, was the jewel. Like that was the one that ended up in clips.
Yeah.
God, halftime shows are fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm giving it a shot. I'm giving it a shot. It's not my thing.
I don't know.
Let's
like
get
it's
into
a hot take.
Hot take. I'm gonna watch.
I live in LA.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna watch Kendrick
someone
Lamar's
who would
halftime
rather
show.
have I'd rather have Creedence Clearwater Revival up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's different for me.
Credence.
You're a
Wow.
You're a strange.
It's different for me.
I mean, I like Creedence Clearwater as much as the next guy.
I'm with him, but
No. I'm not gonna get artist shamed. Some guys aren't into Kendrick Lamar.
I want to know.
Hell yeah, baby!
You ever
This isn't
seen rain?
Just coming out with.
You guys are being beehive people for Kendrick Lamar. What's Kendrick's followers called? What's Kendrick's followers called?
I don't
I
know.
don't think they have a
I don't
name.
have a
You guys
name.
are being beehive people for Kendrick.
No.
Whoa.
A little bit. You are.
That's a strong.
These how beehive people react.
No.
Don't say anything.
no,
no,
Joey.
it's not. No,
Don't
it's
say
not.
anything remotely negative, or else.
It's not even close.
Post a video about her, and then you'll see how.
Yeah.
We did. By the way, congratulations to Album of the Year.
I'm
No.
not. I'm not that one.
ain't hold on.
Not a pro Beyonce
We're with
show.
you, Billy.
Poor
We're with
Billy.
you, Billy.
All right, we gotta
Billy.
get to these picks. Here we go. You guys just give me a quick yes or no. Jalen Hurts, I have more than 212 passing yards.
Yeah.
Man, that one's tough because
Under.
wasn't he? Yeah, wasn't he?
AJ has above. What do you have, Gabe?
I have under.
I'm under.
I think it's gonna be the Saquon show if anything.
You don't think the Chiefs' number one? I think the Chiefs' number one priority is Saquon Barkley, and Jalen Hurts is going to do what he did in the.
I don't think the Chiefs are going to
I
stop
think
it.
that's dead on. Look at the history of Steve Spagnuolo. That's what he does.
Wait, under or over?
I have over.
Oh, you have over. Gotcha. Okay.
He's saying because they're going to focus so much on stopping Saquon.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I have, listen, I think AJ's going to be with me on this one. I have Devontae Smith over 50.5 receiving yards.
Taking the over on.
He is our in big games. He's the guy. And then they only have one Trent McDuffie.
Brown looked a lot more healthy.
No, he
last
definitely
game.
does. He definitely does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see like 3 for 60.
And 50 yards isn't as much as people
and,
think.
Yeah.
and Brown can go off, and Devontae can still
He
get
can still
50
get
yards.
75.
Yeah, I'll take that.
And
okay.
Devonta Smith's not really a short yardage guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I struggled with this one, I feel like I'm okay where I landed. Saquon Barkley over 115.5 yards.
That's a crazy line.
That's crazy. That's
Rushing.
crazy, but it's very. Yeah, it's like I'm with it.
That's where I can't choose the over on Jalen and the over on Saquon. That's a lot.
You have to, yeah,
That's a lot.
Well, if you would have taken both those over, it's the Commanders, not the Chiefs. Yeah. Yeah, I took over, and that's the one I was the most worried about. Reid Blankenship over 4.5 tackles. I think that's
Sure.
I think in that.
I don't ever touch the
tackle
Defensive stats.
defensive stats. Yeah.
So I won't talk about Milton Williams. Patrick Mahomes.
Milton Williams. What's the Milton Williams?
It's a
one?
half a sack. It's just kind of more of almost a prop betty.
That might be a thing.
Yeah, I think so
yeah.
because have you looked at the interior?
I mean, they pulled Tooney out. We'll talk about it later.
Mike
Tooney.
Caliendo.
Yeah,
You heard of that guy?
Yeah, not the
Not
comedian.
the
I was like,
impressionist.
the comedian turned football player.
Good for him.
Patrick Mahomes, 251.5 passing yards. I have under.
Under. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't pass for a lot anymore.
Yeah.
It's really
And the Eagles' defense is predicated on no big plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be under.
Xavier Worthy, I have more than 56.5 receiving yards. He's been wide receiver 1 for them,
56 yards, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Without
That's good.
You know
good
what though?
defense,
this is such a Kelce game right here.
Yeah.
Well, that's my next one.
And
Kelsey
that's-
over 61 yards.
I'm taking
Yes.
that one.
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
I'll take that one. And
Where you
not,
gonna say,
and
AJ?
not
I was gonna say that worthy stat line depends on if some of those gadget and trick plays are a backwards pitch or it all depends
How
on
they
that.
classify it as.
I got 2 more here. Nick Bolton, over half a sack. I think Steve Spagnuolo blitzed the hell out of Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts kind of struggles when he gets.
That's his even if
good
it's
against the
not
blitz?
necessarily true,
Yeah.
that's his whole thing. So
Yeah.
you better believe they're gonna.
So I think Nick Bolton going. I think he might sneak.
It's a full
in
sack?
there. Half a sack. So yeah.
Whoa, sheesh. Sorry. That was
Nobody said anything.
Yeah. Never mind. Harrison Butker over 42.5 yard field goal.
Absolutely. Harrison Buckner. This is the Pro Harrison Buckner show. Whatever you want, Harrison.
All right, we got a couple trades to get into. Let's get to the news.
All
All right, let's get to the news here. Brought to you, of course, by BETR Picks. Please go download the app. Please go get some money. Go win some money.
I'm doing it. I'm
Come
doing
on.
it. You talked me into it.
There you go.
You talked me into it. I'm doing
Gabe's
it.
in.
All right, guys. Huge news, man. I mean, huge news.
Huge.
Very nice. I like that. Browns defensive end Myles Garrett has requested a trade out of Cleveland. It's happening. The former defensive player of the year, all the accolades, pile them all on. He's all that. Is going to be on the market and most likely going to be traded this offseason.
And did it so professionally, I want to add.
A nicely worded memo.
All to say, get the fuck out of here.
No, see, don't ruin it. He did it professionally.
Yeah,
he did it right.
Yeah, I don't care what he says.
I love
At
it.
the end, he's like, all right, peace.
Yeah,
I'm out.
he doesn't want to get out of there.
Fuck you, Cleveland.
Myles Garrett, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, the first Brown to ever win that award. AP First Team All-Pro for 3 times. PFF First Team All-Pro 3 times. Pro Bowl selections. I don't know. Are we stopping? Are we not?
I'm not doing
I don't care about Pro Bowls.
Do you know every Patriots quarterback since Tom Brady has made the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That includes Mac Jones. That includes Drake May, who should not be anywhere near a Pro Bowl.
That's what, across the show, we're not recognizing the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
anymore.
Trubisky made it.
Up
We're
to
taking a stand, damn it.
Up to 2010, then it became just a joke.
It was before.
It's when they start doing
used to be.
the alternate things. Everyone backs out, the alternates come in.
Yeah.
That's how Snoop only got in the Pro Bowl.
I got a little quote here from Andrew Barry last week. He said, Andrew Barry, ex-Eagle, by the way, if someone sees you at dinner, if someone sees you at dinner and says, we'll give you 2 ones for Myles, do you say, I'm not interested? Barry, correct. You can put that on the record.
Barry, the GM for the Browns, terrible quote. That's not.
So you think it's a bluff? I mean, are they not going to trade him?
They're gonna trade him.
That's awkward as hell.
Yeah. Trade him. You can get a haul, and your team needs so much, and your franchise is backed up so much because of that.
Maybe that's what he meant by that.
This might be the what's that?
Do you think he meant more so he would ask for more value than just 2 firsts?
No, I thought he's not
Well, we'll
trading
get into
Myles.
value in a second because I got some comps for you.
Right.
This might be another reason why he might not do it, though. Browns would take on over $36 million in dead money if Garrett is traded due to multiple contract restructures he's had over the years. Cleveland has been adamant they aren't trading him. Of course, that's going to be awkward around the locker room if he has to report. He probably won't, right? This is a holdout if they're not trading.
This is a long, annoying holdout.
All right, so this is a superstar in his prime.
Yeah.
We got a couple of comps here I pulled up. Cornerback Jalen Ramsey.
Okay.
I just have their return. 2 firsts and a 4th. Okay, that was his prime. Laramie Tunzel brought back 2 firsts and then like some players kind of to muddy it. Same with Jamal Adams and same with Khalil Mack. So 2 firsts seems to be like the baseline.
Yep.
I feel like Myles Garrett
He's worth more.
I would give up 3 in a second.
Right?
In a second. And Myles Garrett, that's one of the best defensive players of all time.
I said Tunzel there. I think he's probably the best player in those in that group in their prime.
Yeah.
Because of what he brings.
When
to the table.
Khalil Mack was traded, was he Khalil Mack?
No, he was Khalil Mack. He
Right?
I forget about Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack
And
was
you have
the
the
dog.
edge, and you have the edge thing too. So
Yeah.
it's
He
a good
just won
comparison.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that year was a good
Did
year
he?
for
Okay.
Khalil.
Oh yeah, from the. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Another
tough one to
superstar
bring
leaves.
Gabe was the first one to call me. He was like, bro, the Raiders, bro.
Yeah.
You had to trade him to our division.
That's what they do.
Okay, so the only question left to ask now is, where's he going to go?
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple teams like the Lions. That's the first thing that came to mind. If they want to go all in.
What happened to the Lions? I think they're the overall betting
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh yeah. Lions, the Packers. That's a good defense. He'll take them to an elite defense. That because they're all trying to get over that hump.
Not that it matters for defensive ends, but he plays in the cold. I guess it doesn't matter for defensive
He plays in Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying. He plays in the cold.
Oh,
areas.
gotcha.
I get it.
The Falcons lead him in the worst way.
I know, right?
The Falcons, God.
No, he would waste his career.
That
the rest
seems
of
like
his
a
career.
waste. Yeah.
And then the Commanders. They have a rookie quarterback. You put him there. That's nice.
That's a good starting point for your young quarterback.
Yeah,
Go
His
the Commanders have to be the most impactful, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he goes to the
'cause
Commanders,
they need defense.
He would be starting something up there for sure. But
Obviously,
he has a good Jaden Daniels.
This year's a blowout. It wouldn't have mattered, but he would make a difference. Obviously, next year with year 2 Jaden.
Yeah.
To have him there. Yeah, that's.
not to mention that defensive line would automatically become one of the best in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
With Allen and
Payne. Yeah. Newton in there.
What other teams did you mention?
No, just my
Eagles are up
the
there too.
4.
Eagles are the second leading favorite
Yeah.
in the betting odds.
Because those teams that are uber aggressive, like Eagles and Philly,
And
would
if the Eagles have a hole as far as like superstardom, it's
Oh,
defensive.
dude.
It's the
Yeah.
edge
Edge
rusher.
rusher, yeah.
You know, Josh Sweat, Nolan
And-
Smith is good in the playoffs,
man,
but
him and Jalen Carter would be sick. Oh my
That
God.
would be nuts.
I feel like Howie's gonna do it.
Do the Rams say F them picks again after having a great draft?
They've had a really they're good at what they're doing now.
No, they need to keep those picks.
They got Jared Verse
They're
in the
very good at that.
I don't know though. Myles Garrett might be worth that.
I feel like every team in in the NFL.
Just
The same thing we're doing.
Just the way the Rams pick, though, it's like, no, you guys are good at that.
But the Chiefs probably being like, we should get Myles Garrett. Every team in the NFL, every team is gonna be
Jared Verse, Brandon Fisk.
With Jared Verse.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
devastating.
Brandon Fisk too.
And they got the other rookie.
Brandon Fisk was arguably better than Jared Verse. At his position.
That'd be cool.
That would be a monster.
Oh, Tom Brady just make his mark on this team. You pair Myles Garrett with.
I've seen that
Max
one too.
Crosby.
Raiders. I've seen that one too.
Holy shit!
That would be crazy.
Go ahead, AJ. Or go ahead, AJ. Sorry, Angie. Dream a little bit.
Yeah, that would be insane.
It'd
be insane.
Look at him. He's rocking his chair right now.
It doesn't. To me, though, it honestly
can't stand up right now.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense because they still.
Wow. Okay.
No, it just to what they would have to trade for him. They
gotta want him.
They still got to get a quarterback.
You wouldn't just
Andrew, shut up.
A blank check.
No, I mean I'm saying. I would do it, but I just don't think they will do it.
Well,
As a team, I don't think they.
Tom Brady's
I
competitive,
wonder though.
man.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see different things from the Raiders though.
Like
yeah,
aggressive,
different management.
What they're doing seems a lot different than what they've been doing. So you never know.
That'd be fun. Vegas
Max
would be
Crosby
cool.
and
The only thing about Vegas is like they're not. Are they even a playoff team yet? Still, they still need so much. more.
And the point of him leaving is because he wants to go to a playoff team.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on Myles Garrett. That's going to be a massive, massive deal when he moves.
Literally,
he doesn't move before the Super Bowl though, right? Like this is
no.
They need to get everyone.
There's a lot of negotiation.
This might be an Ayuk thing. Or it might just be annoying after a while.
Yeah. Let's move over to the.
Yeah,
Don't say that.
Yeah, sorry, that was that annoying.
God, that story really died off this.
Speaking of the Rams here, the Rams have informed wide receiver Cooper Kupp that they will be working toward trading him this offseason. His time in L.A. seems to be done. A little history of Cooper Kupp here. He was selected 69 overall by the Rams. Second pick of Sean McVay's tenure. During his time in L.A., Kupp totaled 630. Dyslexia. See that happen?
Yeah, I saw it.
634 catches, over 7,000 yards, over 50 touchdowns, and won Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl MVP 2021. That's kind of his season. Yeah. 2021 is – you take 2021 out of Cooper Kupp's career, and it's still a nice career, but it's not – Cooper Kupp.
He's like above average.
Yeah.
That was not a star, but that year.
He was the best receiver in the league.
His best moment was Super Bowl when they just said, fuck it, we're just going to throw it to him every single time.
And they did. Moment, man.
That was, and they did.
Just to finish this real quick, he holds the records for most yards from scrimmage by a wide receiver in a single season.
Sheesh.
Almost 2,000 by a wide receiver.
By a wide receiver.
Wild. And most reception in a single postseason, 33. He was magical in that Rams Super Bowl run.
And almost out of nowhere, I mean, when they got Stafford, everyone thought it was Robert Woods who was going to explode into the next level, and then Cooper Kupp came out of nowhere. And I don't think he's ever gotten the recognition or the praise. No,
I don't think so. Let's look at the money real quick so we can talk about it. Now that the Rams have said they will look to trade Cooper Kupp, here's the cost of it. If Cooper is traded, his new team would inherit $20 million salary for 2025, and just under $20 million for 2026, unless they renegotiate that contract. I think that's a terrible deal.
Well, you're paying. Think about what's going to happen this year. Like T. Higgins is about to get 30 mil. You can pay.
Cooper Kupp is nowhere near T. Higgins.
No, I'm saying like 20 mil is not bad for a nice
I'm not
number
paying
2.
20 mil for Cooper Kupp.
No,
he's been hurt.
Yeah, if you could guarantee that he'd stay healthy, but the way he is Cooper Kupp, to be Cooper Kupp the way he plays, he's not going to be healthy.
I'd just take a shot at him, but yeah, maybe.
Over his time with the Rams, the weird hamstring strain thing that he dealt with, or it's like the hamstrings that would not heal. Or is that the sprained ankle? And then he had a torn ACL, then the wrist thing. Yeah, he dealt with a lot. But, Super Bowl MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, AP First Team All-Pro. Yeah. Like, he was an absolute stallion. Also won the Triple Crown, 2021. Man, 2021 was a year.
Yeah, he was.
Man.
Remember when I traded him right before the...
in our fantasy league, Well, no one saw this coming.
Then I flipped him for Carson Wentz or something.
Angel, you offered him to me for Deshaun Watson, who was suspended at the time, and I said no.
Quick question. Is he a Hall of Famer? Cooper Kupp?
I think that's what Joey was saying. If not for that 2021 season,
tough.
I think
he's a tough one.
I think he is because of the moment he had in LA. Yeah. That season and that Super Bowl,
Super Bowl champ,
the Rams back in LA, Super Bowl in LA.
Winner,
Like you often hear people say, like, can you tell the story of the NFL without him? You can't.
That Super Bowl, you can't. No, it was all
that whole
Cup.
season, with the Rams, magical. Landing spots.
A couple spots here. The Chargers obviously looking for new wideouts. Wow. Yeah, might be the spot. Are you going to say no to everything?
Yep.
Okay, Pittsburgh.
Green Bay Packers.
No, Pittsburgh.
I want him in the Packers.
Pittsburgh and Green Bay both need him. Pittsburgh needs
depends who the quarterback is.
Pittsburgh needs a mature wideout. They don't have anyone out there.
They need a quarterback, though. Like they need a mature wideout, for sure.
God, anything I say.
They don't have a quarterback, though. I'm trying to like pair him with a quarterback, like not with
Jordan
the
Love.
ghost of Russell Wilson.
Jordan Love would be nice, yeah. The Buffalo Bills came to mind too.
Obviously, yeah, that would work
Yeah,
out.
that'd be great.
Gabe, do you want him in Green Bay?
It'd be great, but I don't really see that happening with the front office. I don't think the front office is going to pull that. And just like you said too, the injury history, we're already dealing with that with Watson and
you know who's going to
Dobbs
go?
and
The Baltimore Ravens, because they always do this.
You will.
I was thinking you're kind of running back a little bit of last year. What about the Commanders?
The
Is that kind of running back what their narrative was last year of kind of getting the veterans,
He'd be nice.
relying on the veterans to get you
If
far?
it is, I don't think it matters. I think it's a great fit.
And at that position and that type of player and that fit, I don't think that matters.
I think Daniels can use
also-
a guy like that too in his young development.
It also makes sense with a rookie contract quarterback.
You can afford $20 million.
You can go ahead
overpay
and
a
pay
little
him.
bit.
You can pay
Maybe
him.
he's your Adam Thielen. Like,
him and Terry McLaurin.
be very nice.
Wow,
Underrated.
Yeah.
Raiders maybe.
No.
Yeah, you don't want him either.
No, I no.
Just saying no.
No, I want him, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense for him.
Broncos would be nice too, but I don't think he's a Sean Payton
I think,
guy.
like Joey said, you need to pair him with like an established quarterback.
Andrew's like, let's get Josh Allen and then we'll figure everything else
Yes.
out.
Where does he go where he's like a real needle mover? Obviously the Chiefs, that would be
a team that doesn't need him,
disgusting.
like a cherry on top piece, like the Buffalo
The
Bills
Ravens.
don't really need him. The Ravens don't really need him.
Ravens
Yeah.
don't need him, Bills. Oh no, Bills.
Ravens won't use him.
Ravens will give him.
Ravens won't use
Ravens
him.
give him 50 catches on the year.
Yeah,
for
I'm
500
saying like
yards.
where is he gonna go where he's like those what 60 to 75 catches he gets next year are like
Commanders.
seem massive. I think so,
Commanders,
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Maybe the Niners. Maybe the Niners. You put a skilled receiver there.
So a theory people
Shot.
are floating out there is that if T. Higgins moves on,
It's a nice
maybe
spot.
Cincinnati comes knocking, they bring in Cooper Kupp. That's a nice pivot, I think.
Yeah, it's nice. He's gonna be
good for Joe Burrow too. That would happen.
Just replace a young injured receiver with an old injured receiver.
you think the Patriots
Little
would
more
do
proven.
it if they can't get T. Higgins?
Yeah, he's a nice plan B for
I
the
think
Bengals.
so. The Patriots were desperate for a wide receiver last year. Imagine
Oh, God.
this year they're going to be. We know Robert Kraft is willing to cross some lines.
Yeah, he's willing to do some things that aren't supposed to be done.
Yeah. This year he's going to do whatever he needs to.
Whatever, we'll massage his way around anything.
There it is.
There we go. I got
There
it.
is.
I found it.
I knew I'd get him there.
I got it.
eventually.
We landed.
Another team too. I feel like he could have a real impact on is the Cowboys.
Don't say that again.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
No, the Cowboys is definitely a good landing spot. I mean,
Dallas.
as bad as the Cowboys were last year, their record, what was there, 9-8? A guy like this, you get Dak back on the
You
field.
get offensive mastermind Schottenheimer going there.
I'm just saying, there's
you think
enough
for the-
enough
you think
talent
for the
there
money?
to
Yeah,
carry.
You're right. Yeah.
You think for the money, even
I don't know.
this season?
Jerry doesn't pay anyone.
Jerry is not going to care about that. Jerry's not going to look at history. He's going to look at Cooper Kupp as a Dallas
Yeah,
Cowboy.
that's a white
what-
boy.
Yeah, yeah, and then also, you know,
He's
That's
also
how
a
a white
white.
man runs.
yeah, he was, that boy was raised right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this segment.
That's
before-
good DNA right there.
That's the news. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, position by position, Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl prep. Let's do it. Be right back. This segment is brought to you by Dad Gang Hats. Dad Gang makes the highest quality hats in the apparel industry because they use premium materials, pay close attention to detail, and prioritize durability and comfort. With so many styles, colors, and designs, they absolutely have the right hat for you and the dad in your life. Use code BENCHED76826. That's BENCHD 76826 for 15% off your first purchase. Shop Dad Gang Hats. Quality hats for quality dads. All right, guys, here we go.
Here we go.
It's all led to this. Eagles, Chiefs in New Orleans. I feel like, how do you feel about Super Bowl in New Orleans?
I like it.
It's just, you know, I've never been to New Orleans. I think that's why I feel so foreign to me.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I'm sure the crowd. I'm sure the outside.
Like, I have a hard time picturing what that looks like because I've never been there.
They're going to do what they did in Vegas, like the party atmosphere in Vegas, just a different flavor, if that makes sense.
And during this
Gumbo.
time, they're already in Mardi Gras mode. They're already in Mardi Gras
Yeah,
mode.
yeah.
All over,
Oh, really?
Because their Mardi Gras starts in
That's
January.
Yes.
Yes.
With the beads.
Girls gone wild, right?
show their tits. I'll say it. That's what we're all thinking.
You guys are full, yeah. You know what? I'm part of that, though.
I gotta visit New Orleans.
That's not,
I gotta
not
get boots on the
into it.
ground.
You changed my mind.
All right,
go,
Mahomes
H.
versus Hurts is where we'll start at the quarterback position.
Yeah.
Mahomes going for his third straight Super Bowl, what, 4th overall? 5th overall? What is it?
This would be their fourth, right?
4th overall, chasing Brady, chasing Montana still.
Chasing everybody.
But everyone assumes that at some point he will be the GOAT versus Jalen Hurts, who faced Mahomes a couple years ago, lost, but played really well.
Played very well.
And so, but yet a lot of people kind of put that Super Bowl loss on him because of a huge fumble
Yep.
in that game. But Going into this game, I mean, you look at the stats comparison. Mahomes even though it was one of his worst years, 26-11 is still pretty damn respectable.
Yeah.
Almost 4,000 yards. Yeah, and the 300 yards rushing. That's the part that haunts me still from the Super Bowl. Last time we were there is the rushing yards from Patrick Mahomes in the big moments.
He's legitimately sneaky athletic. Like that. Like people say that a lot. He's very much like he can outrun defensive ends. Yeah.
So we'll see if that plays a factor. I don't think there's going to be much debate here. The answer to me is Mahomes.
Yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes. It's not even Hurts' fault. That's just one of the greatest of all time. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, I guess looking at it that way, would it ever be anyone else but Mahomes? Like,
if it was like from the NFC,
what quarterback would it be?
The NFC, no. This is the best. This is the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC. I don't know. Goff wouldn't do anything for me, or neither would Jaden Daniels.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about their performance at the Super Bowl? Or are we talking about just overall, just the matchups? Who's
just
overall matchup?
Who we're picking in this match?
Yeah. So I was gonna say I think Hurts gonna outplay him, but that's just me.
Well, he did last time, I mean, we're projecting a little bit here.
Gotcha.
Who you guys got?
I would say then it has to be Mahomes. You have to go with Mahomes.
Yeah, it's Mahomes. And just like Angel said, like you can make this argument in the AFC. You make this argument in the AFC Championship. But if you're talking about the Super Bowl, NFC versus AFC, there's no NFC quarterback.
He's literally going to be one of the faces of the NFL, like a history book, is Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. Like, he's that kind of good.
Personally, as an Eagles fan, I love that this is happening. Because every time people start to pile on Jalen Hurts like this, just like last week, when everyone's like, well, Commanders have the clear advantage at quarterback, that's when Jalen Hurts plays his best. Yeah. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And as we'll see in a lot of these matchups, even though one team has the better single player at that position, the other player is not that far behind. It's just an elite player, and this is the greatest example.
I'll tell you what, Hurts has the better play. He has the tush push, which is near unstoppable.
Well, he has the more total touchdowns.
Yeah. And
in the playoffs, it hasn't been all tush push. He's had several long runs.
Yeah. No, I'm saying
he's ripped off chunks.
If they need one, Hurts can go get you a touchdown.
Yeah,
that's what he can do.
14 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, that's
double the yards of Mahomes. He's a weapon.
That's hard to do as a running back. 14 touchdowns, let alone as a quarterback.
But it's Mahomes across the board. Did I ask you, Andrew?
No, Mahomes. I got Mahomes.
Let's move on here to the running back battle. That's going to be Saquon Barkley versus
the boys.
I have Hunt, Pacheco. Who else they got back there?
Just put them together. It's still not.
Carson Steele back there running right towards someone's back.
Why did they? You know what's funny? There's such parity in this backfield. They're all kind of a version of the same guy.
Yeah.
Why did Clyde Edwards-Helaire just get the random boot?
Yeah.
You're done.
Why couldn't you keep him around, poor guy?
No, Kareem Hunt, 728 yards on the season. I did not know he had that many yards.
And
good for him.
When did he get there?
And he got there late. That's once
week
got hurt.
4, week 5.
If you're paying attention to the playoffs, he's been the lead back.
Yes, he is.
He's the guy.
Oh yeah.
Pacheco came back and all that, but I think a steady dose of Kareem Hunt. They just trust him.
Yeah.
No, you can't trust him in an elevator with a woman, but I think you could trust them. I think you could trust them on the Super Bowl, didn't Super Bowl.
Yeah. You thought I went far earlier. You just referenced domestic violence.
Want to remember who this guy is?
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot.
Okay. Really went off the rails there. Saquon, 9th player ever to rush for 2,000 yards.
Holy hell.
This is wild. In the playoffs, averaging 147 rushing yards, almost 7 yards a carry. He needs 148 yards to move past Terrell Davis for the most combined rushing yards in regular and postseason, which I got a hot take here. That's a more impressive record than the regular season rushing record to me.
Is the postseason?
It's the combined.
Combined, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, that is.
It's the combined. It'd be in less games and I think less carries.
Yeah. What sucks is that he had this great year. I wish he was on a team that was good his whole career. Because what could he have been if he was on he could have been Adrian Peterson, as far as for a fact he's been.
I feel like that's a perfect comp.
Yeah,
just look at AP. Yeah.
People will now feel, he got on a good team. No, he's been this good forever. He's been on a shit team.
Yeah.
For his whole career.
Here he is. Was he 27?
Yeah, he's still good.
He's far and away the best running back in the league.
Yeah.
Far and away.
And second place would be Derrick Henry, but it's a little distance, even from behind.
And you can see Derrick Henry possibly falling off a little faster just because of the style of play.
Yeah, next year
Derrick Henry had a great year too.
Next year's not going to happen, but I could see him going for 2,000 yards again next year because the same offensive line. He's young.
The magic of Saquon Barkley though this year has been 7 carries for over 60 yards. These giant
that's crazy
plays that he's pulled off. I mean, most recently the opening carry against the Commanders.
It's just the perfect storm of a phenomenal superstar running back with a phenomenal offensive line. This is what happens. It's magic.
It's probably easy to do it this way. Anyone not picking Saquon?
No. Sorry, Kareem Hunt.
Because I will stop the show and punch you in the face.
Yeah, it's Saquon by a mile. By 2 miles.
A little more interesting conversation here when we move to wide receiver.
Yeah.
Because the Chiefs have a group now that's healthy that is
squad.
experienced. You could like capital E experienced.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the hands of a guy like Andy Reid, it's like, okay, you kind of respect him a little more. And then, but the top end talent is on the side of the Philadelphia Eagles. A.J. Brown, you got to imagine, he showed out against the Commanders, now probably healthier 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith, we talked about him. Jahan Dotson, you got to throw him in there because he is the 3. He hasn't done much this year.
I did not expect him to be this bad.
Yeah, I honestly, I think he's still fine. No one, I mean, AJ, you can vouch for me here. No one has worked out in that third role.
Spot. Yeah,
no.
It's been
and we've tried for years.
Because Goedert's the third guy, and then after that, he's just going to run it.
Like, look what Olamide Zaccheaus is doing in Washington. like, where was that guy?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll throw him in there because, they do have 3 receivers. But A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith's comparison here. Yeah. Who are you going with, Inch?
I don't think it's close here. There's no A.J. Brown guy on the Chiefs. As good as Hopkins is, as good as Hollywood Brown can be, I think A.J. Brown is a different tier. And honestly, no one's even as good as Devonta Smith.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. Like, it's just,
Agreed.
They're the best 2, and then after is the Hopkins,
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going Eagles as well.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah, Eagles for sure.
Guys?
That's an easy pick, Eagles wide receivers.
Go ahead, Gabe. Go ahead, Gabe.
Hold on.
I could do it. Stop.
Be serious.
Gabe's a real juju guy.
I can't do it, but I mean, you said it in their intro. In the hands of the right coaching, that receiving core can beat anybody. That's just what scares me. But if you're just going off pure names alone, yeah, of course it has to be the Eagles.
Names, just
names,
talent.
The talent alone, yeah, the talent alone.
Had AJ Brown and
holy shit.
I'm picking the Eagles. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you hesitated and that pissed everyone off.
I don't know why you're hesitating.
No, because Joey just said it. It's a group of 3-4 guys that can do amazing things when their number is called upon.
It is your classic like herd versus like elite.
Yeah, like
guys.
I'll take the elite.
Let's move forward here. Travis Kelce versus what happened?
I'll take the elite.
Okay.
I'll take the elite.
Travis Kelce versus Dallas Goedert.
Here's a battle.
This is a bigger battle. It's probably gonna piss people off, but this is a closer matchup than people want to give it credit for.
You're not
Especially
wrong.
lately.
Yeah, lately, exactly.
All lately, because his season stats are not even for under 500 yards. Go back to that AJ of Dallas Goedert real quick. Under 500 yards, 42 catches, 2 touchdowns during the year. So most people are like, I guarantee you, if you get in some Twitter, Instagram argument, they're going to bring up those stats, with no context. But in the playoffs,
Oh, yeah.
Both.
Goddard's been the guy.
Goedert, 15 catches, 188 yards, one touchdown, his longest catch of 31 yards. He's a big playmaker for this Eagles team. He really is the third wideout.
7 of 8 for 85 yards against the Commanders, and he's been a big play guy.
Yeah,
In each game, a 20-yard plus reception.
And what's really great about him, too, is that he's not only a big play guy, but he seems to step in when Brown has stepped out, when Smith is not getting the catches. He steps in when the Eagles need a guy most, which is, again, something that's not on paper, but real fans will see.
And that's a good trait to have when you're on a Super Bowl team, is that if you need me, I'll step up, which is, you never know what could happen.
I may not be the best player on that field, but in those moments, I will be.
We always see these guys in Super Bowl, David Tyree moments where like just a regular wideout becomes better than what he's supposed to be. Yeah, so absolutely.
Yeah, he's done a great job of just keeping his niche there as the talent has risen around him. Like he still has his spot. He's still a very vital key piece of this team. All that being said, I'm still taking Travis Kelce because playoff Travis Kelce, and we're it's not right to say all that about Dallas Goedert and not talk about maybe the best playoff tight end. Not even talking about tight end in general history of the NFL. Maybe the best ever tight end to play in the playoffs. Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and he steps up. Even last year he did when no one thought he would. And this year I know he had a bad game last week, but I'm not counting out Travis Kelce. He'll catch a touchdown, and you won't know how. He's the slowest man on the field, but he'll catch one.
My line was over 61 yards.
Yeah, he's going to have like 9 catches for like 100-something yards. He's going to have a lot of catches.
I think they're going to pepper him. Because I think it also plays right into what Vic Fangio wants to do.
Yeah.
Like, look at what Ertz had 11 catches over last year. So, I think Kelce's the superior talent here. But this is kind of what I was talking about. You have the superior talent, but you have a guy right behind him who it's not a weak link for the other team.
No.
Andrew, who you got?
Yeah, I got Kelce. Is
anyone picking Goedert?
No. It's
again, I'm close, but Kelce is.
So far, this is the closest we've been.
It's definitely close, but you just playoff Kelce.
Playoff Kelce.
Super
Different.
Bowl Kelce.
Super Kelce, yeah.
Let's move on here to the offensive lines. This is probably the closest one. There's definitely the closest one so far.
This is good.
Because they both have super elite players. I guess we could read it across, but namely, want to recognize Joe Thuney there, now the left tackle for the Chiefs.
Doing a great job.
Pretty incredible.
Yeah,
also,
he's an all-pro guard.
I mean, he was part of the Tom Brady dynasty, wasn't he?
Tooney? No. Well,
did he come from the Patriots?
He came from New England, yeah, but I'm not sure if he was there that long.
I wonder if he was or not. I remember he was in the Patriots. I'm like, is this guy?
He might have been there.
Played with both of them.
No, but
last Super Bowl.
What's impressive about Tooney and this offensive line is that it used to be the core of their line. The strength of their line was Tooney, Humphrey, and Trey Smith. They kicked out Tooney to left tackle, and they're still just as good, which is a good sign of coaching and obviously talent.
I'll let you choose this one first. Who you got in this one?
It's tough. The Chiefs are a good offensive line, but I think the Eagles have better players through the board. Like the weakest guy is Becton, and he's a pretty good guard. So yeah, I'll take Philly here, but this is A+ to A. It's very good.
That's kind of how I saw it too. I think the Chiefs have holes, like real holes. Like Mike Caliendo, looking at his PFS stats, was well below average running, blocking.
And you know who's
in the playoffs?
Line up right over Caliendo is Jalen Carter. Which is the whole game.
Yeah. The thing people, and it's a good point to bring up. Want to bring up is Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens obviously really struggled to play and finish in that last game against the Commanders. So we'll see where they are as far as health. But I think I'll take a banged up Dickerson and Jurgens over Jawan Taylor and Caliendo.
Yeah.
Any day.
Yeah, and then Jawan Taylor's has moments where he cheats every play where he jumps off sides, but he also gets flags. So yeah, definitely Eagles here.
Remember when that was a huge thing, that and the illegal formation?
Yep.
Oh yeah. And they just abandoned it.
Is the head at the offense at the center's waistline?
We don't have to have a huge conversation about this, but there's a lot of Chiefs get all the calls conversation going on at media day. Like we saw Goodell have to address it, like right away. All the players are.
We saw Travis Kelce get a little mad.
The referee association wrote a letter.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like this is getting a lot of attention. I wonder if they get a little overcorrection here, and we see some calls go the Eagles' way now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think right. It's a good thing.
I got a little excited as an Eagle fan when I saw that. Like, okay,
because now they can try to prove a point
on the biggest stage. They can prove a point.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if we get a bogus call in our favor, I don't care one bit. I'll take it. Give it to me. Andrew, who you got? Offensive lines.
Do you know? I was going to ask you, as far as the ones you named, you mentioned being injured, Dickerson and Jurgen. You said
Jurgens.
Are they for sure to
practicing,
play?
playing? Yeah, they're playing.
They're gonna be juiced up like crazy. They'll play.
Then I got Eagles.
What's funny is that they both played the last game.
Yeah.
They just were so injured.
Yeah.
Luckily, if you had a nice little bye week here, hopefully they're back to near 100%,
and
100%.
And I will say also better depth for the Eagles as well.
Yeah.
You have a pretty high pick in Tyler Steen behind them. Yeah. Fred Johnson, it's a swing tackle. They can kind of fill the holes a little better than the Chiefs can. Don't. Producer Jess, who you guys got offensive line?
I didn't think about it till you said it.
Angel said it. It's A+ plus A+ here. So I'm looking for that X factor. I think the Eagles have a little bit more juice on that offensive line. I'm gonna take the Eagles offensive line.
Yeah, big names on the Chiefs: Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey. But as a unit, the Eagles offensive line.
Yeah, I don't think there's a better pair of tackles even in the NFL than Mailata and Lane Johnson.
Let's go over to the other side of the ball here. This is the closest battle here. The defensive line, the defensive front for both teams. The strength, I think, of both defenses, and I mean of both teams. Right? This is a really, really good matchup.
Interior
highlighted across the Chiefs here with George Karlaftis is so underrated.
8 sacks on the season.
No one talks about him. He's so freaking good.
He's very good.
He's an animal.
A violent pass rusher there.
Chris Jones doesn't seem like he's missed a step. Like his
sack numbers are down, but if you think that's his whole story, then you're wrong.
It seems like he is now in that position where let's get to the playoffs, and then I'm gonna be Chris Jones.
Like
again.
he saves it up a little bit for if you don't think he's gonna get up for this Super Bowl, man,
watch their games in the playoffs. He's been Chris Jones again.
Oh yeah.
Eagles, of course. Jalen Carter coming on, like single-handedly, I think saved the season against the Rams with that sack against Matthew Stafford.
He's incredible.
Had Cooper Kupp wide open on a slant. If Jalen Carter isn't there, Eagles are probably going to lose that game.
Yep.
And so Jalen Carter's coming on. Nolan Smith had a really good playoff.
Yep.
But I don't know. I'll let you pick this one first as well because this is generally a tough one for me.
I'm taking Kansas City. I'll take Chris Jones. I think he almost has the Travis Kelce thing where it's like playoff Chris Jones is different.
I was thinking that.
Like he's been there. He's had those big moments before, and I know the Eagles' offensive line is good, but don't be surprised if Chris Jones gets one of these guys.
Yeah.
It's tough though. This is great.
Is it crazy to say that I think Jalen Carter at this point is better than Chris Jones?
I agree, for sure.
Like I think the Eagles have the individual best player on both these units.
Oh, Angel, he was saying, I think, I mean,
Yeah, it's a playoff.
On I was going to
No, I'm talking about playoffs too. Like I'm talking about right now when they step on the field.
I was going to mention the Goedert thing that we were talking about, how like he's better than I think Kelce right now. I think it's the same thing when it comes to that argument, where I think Chris Jones isn't as good as Carter, but he can be better than him. Win the big game. I think that's what Angel was saying. That's why he wants to take them right here.
It's a little different though, because Joey's saying he just thinks like overall play wise.
Yeah.
No, they're close.
No,
I'm saying in the context of a big game.
Yeah,
Jalen Carter is better.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying.
I would take Chris Jones.
I don't agree with that.
I'll take Chris Jones.
I'm gonna have to agree with everybody else. Chris Jones.
Yeah.
He's just
he's different in the
such
playoffs.
an X.
And it's not really fair because the
We will
Eagles,
see.
that defensive line hasn't been to that Super Bowl, at least him. So we've seen Jones do it. So people will take Jones because we've seen it before. But Carter, he's more than capable of doing that too.
I'll tell you what, Milton Williams is no slouch. He's a good ball player there.
Philadelphia has the edge in sacks and sack rate, but Kansas City has the better numbers when pressures and pressure rate. The differentiator is in stopping the run. Eagles run stuff rate is 17%. Chiefs 14. That is 14th versus 24th. So Eagles a little better against the run.
Yeah.
But this very, very close unit. I'm gonna go Eagles. But did you guys actually pick?
Yeah.
Chiefs. Yeah. All right, let's move on here to the linebacking core. This is the one I completely disagree with what everyone is saying.
This could have been more.
Yeah, this could have been really good.
I wish he was healthy.
But to me, I'll just kind of write and say the answer is the Chiefs. It's a proven veteran. I think the best single playmaker is Zach Bond, but you look at those names, Chanel, Bolton, and Tranquil. You just trust those guys in this moment.
You trust Bolton too. Bolton's just been there, done that. He's been good since day one. He's a veteran linebacker who's not even a veteran. He's still young. He's very good. This sucks because if
the Kobe Dean's there,
he's healthy.
This would have been
It's
closer.
closer.
Yeah.
But
Oren Burks scares the hell out.
Yeah.
Like he had some huge plays last week. He had that play he's the one who hit Nixon on the initial kickoff. But then last week he had some plays too against the Commanders.
And if you don't think Andy Reid's on target, Burks.
AJ, you'll remember that's what happened last year.
Yeah.
He was targeted and he just was not ready.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Burks is so incredibly athletic. If you just watch his game, I remember watching him when he was on the Packers.
Oh, right. He was a Packer, right?
And Trotter's
he was
decent,
the same
right?
way with us.
No, Trotter hasn't even played. The Eagles totally just lied to everyone. They were like, this is his moment. He's going to step into it. Did not play snap that game.
Oh, sorry, Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah. Zach Bond, though, first team All-Pro, 151 tackles, 5 forced fumbles, 4 pass breakups, 3.5 sacks. He's the individual best playmaker, and he's backed that up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's been forced fumble last week. He's been really, really good.
He's just as good, if not better, than Nick Bolton. It's just the totality of the linebackers on the Chiefs is better than the
A quick note on these linebacking cores. This was surprising to me because I do think the Chiefs have the better group of linebackers. Eagles have allowed 105 rushing yards per game in 3 playoff contests. Chiefs, nearly 150.
That's a lot.
Almost 150. That surprised you?
Whoa. Yeah. Wow.
Does also give you a little.
I'm telling you, man.
Makes you smile a little bit.
It does.
Go ahead and hit that boy-yo-yoing.
Oh,
Yep.
And what is Saquon doing in every playoff game this?
You know what I'm saying?
About 148
About
yards.
the same. It feels like the math is right here.
We'll see.
But that being said, I'm taking the Chiefs.
Right. Yeah, you have
And
to.
did you take Chiefs?
you just said
Yeah,
all
Chiefs
that to
won.
take the Chiefs.
That's what we're doing all show.
That's what we're doing, man. It's like,
Eagles, man.
There's such great rosters.
Oh, yeah.
There's just such great rosters,
Joey-
especially on
that's
the
why they're
defensive
here.
side.
That's why they're here.
Joey's gonna go crazy for this one.
You got the Eagles?
No, for the next.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the next one here.
one's-
It's the defensive backfield. Chiefs, of course, with Trent McDuffie, the best player in any group here.
Quinn Mitchell's pretty good.
Quinn Mitchell's pretty good. He has allowed more than 2 catches in any playoff game.
I think Quinn Mitchell's better than McDuffie.
I won't go
Mitchell.
that far. I think
Quinn-
McDuffie's the single best guy.
Yeah, they both. Yeah, they both do different roles too. Like Mitchell is one side of the field's done,
Also more of a zone guy.
and McDuffie's like just a playmaker. Ball hawk.
Is he?
He did get mossed.
Is he a big guy?
No, he's just a nickel corner.
Because
Just nickel. He's a very good nickel
AJ
corner.
Brown eats up little cornerbacks.
McDuffie's
Like he can box out with the best of them.
that'd be a good battle. Him and all those wideouts because I don't really, And the Chiefs have guys who are scrappy. Like Jalen Watson came back halfway through the season. He's been pretty good, but
Darius Slay's played well. Quinton Mitchell, like you said, has played very, very well.
Cooper DeJean, man.
Cooper DeJean has been really good. I wonder if we're going to get a bunch of Cooper DeJean versus Travis Kelce.
That'd be nice. A
'Cause
little white on white crime.
Why don't right?
Because I'd be terrified.
Let's see who.
He's so savvy.
See who has the IQ.
Yeah, and like it's just to me, it seems like that matchup would be Travis Kelce just being cool, calm, collected.
Yep.
And like Cooper Kupp just amped.
Cooper G just like waiting for something.
Cooper G just jumping at every fake, like hardcore.
Those slow, calculated fakes.
Just to answer that question you asked earlier, Trent McDuffie stands at 5'11", 193.
So not big.
So to an AJ Brown at 6'2", 225, whatever.
So typically the way it goes, if Jalen Hurts looks out there and he sees one-on-one with AJ Brown,
Why not?
he's typically taking that shot.
Yep. Why not?
Remains to be seen if that's the strategy versus one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
With the size, and I don't know, that's going to be a matchup to watch for sure.
You're also poking the bear, though.
Yeah, I mean both ways though.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
if
yeah,
you're
that's
the
what I'm
Chiefs-
saying.
If you're the Chiefs, do you not feel terrified if AJ Brown's one-on-one coverage?
Real tone. Like, you'll set a tone, too, if you can get that, like, early on in the game. For both sides.
Or like a big shot early.
Yeah.
I'm getting so nervous. Just talking about it.
I know.
It could just be a big shot
Jesus.
early. I mean, kind of the way, like, Saquon did it with the
Yeah.
last game.
Oh yeah. You never know.
I'm losing track here. Did we pick?
I'll take Philly.
I got Philly as well.
Yeah.
We got Andrew.
I got Philly.
I think it's close again, but just like the offensive line, I think the defensive back of Philly has more juice to it.
a lot more juice.
I'll take it.
AJ?
Yep, unit of Philly.
Let's talk safeties real quick here. Justin Reid, Brian Cook, the starters for the Chiefs, and then C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Reed Blankenship.
This is kind of
This is kind of a wash to me. Like, I think this
Really?
is, I really like those. You know what? A lot of it's with, I think Gabe mentioned earlier, the way Spags use some of these guys, I think they play above like their individual talent level.
Reid, yeah.
Like Reid.
Yeah.
Because I think Blankenship and CJ are better than both those guys individually. But like
the coaching.
is just
elevates
so
them.
good. But I mean, I need to learn to trust Fangio in that way, I guess.
Fangio's just as good.
That being said, I'm going with the Eagles.
I'll go Philly here. I think Gardner Johnson's the better playmaker.
I love that he's back.
I think if you were to rank these four safeties, it'd be Gardner Johnson, Reid, then Blankenship, then Cook. Blankenship does a role very well. That means something.
The defensive end that played for the Eagles in the Super Bowl 56, Long. What's his first name?
Chris Long.
Chris Long. He was talking about Gardner Johnson, how he is the single most important player.
Oh, yeah.
For the Eagles in this game
He had a pick six, right? Or two pick sixes.
against the. In the last game.
Yeah.
And then too, like he was in the last Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was there.
And he sets a tone attitude wise. Like he's such a loud mouth, but you need that on a championship team.
Eagles.
Eagles.
We got Andrew.
I don't know much about the safety group, but according to what I'm reading up there, it seems I'm gonna have to go to the Chiefs with this one, just by the obvious stats.
Yeah.
Just based on a passer rating allowed.
Okay.
Yeah. That's not bad stat
we
to
guys got-
go off of.
I'm gonna go with Philly here. I think Philly.
Yeah, I think it's Philly. And I think what you said, CJ in a game like this, I'm so amped that he's on our side.
He'll do something crazy.
Guys,
Crazy good.
The next position group is, I think, the thing that makes me nervous the most.
Yep.
It's the Eagles kicking game against the Chiefs kicking game.
I forgot
Because
kickers are people.
Harrison Butker on one side, one of the best in the league, hitting 84% of his field goals, compared to Jake Elliott, 77%. And honestly, that number is even surprising. The guy has been awful this year.
Yep.
He's been so bad. No matter the moment, throughout the playoffs, he's been bad. It's almost like we try to hide him. I don't know why we haven't even explored bringing in another guy.
Yep.
Like, I kind of just, like, in the back of my head, I'm always like, why have we not even tried to address this?
There's always like
so much loyalty to this guy.
There's always coaches that maybe like, no, we're gonna ride it. Like this is our guy. We're gonna believe in him.
And I get it. Like, he's an Eagle. Like, he's one of the better kickers in Eagles history, but, like, he's just been so bad.
And he goes against Harrison Buckner, who's been there, done that, ice in his veins.
With
Great American.
With the game that could end up being a defensive struggle.
I
Missed that.
Great American. Idiot. True patriot.
It's just that this is what I'm most afraid of, is missing big kicks, because that's how the Chiefs win.
Yep. End of halves, end of games. When Buckner is just, you trust him. Yeah, I'm taking Chiefs here.
So, so are we looking at the whole special teams as a unit? Because the Eagles' special teams has been fire.
Cooper DeJean, Isaiah Rodgers, or Isaiah Rodgers.
Multiple forced fumbles.
Yeah, it's.
I think you gotta go by.
I'm going with Butker, though.
Buckner's just kind of overwhelms
I'm
it.
going Chiefs here. Who you got?
Yeah, you have to go Butker.
Guys?
Yeah, I'm going Butker. And then the punter, Matt Araiza.
Right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Fantastic punter.
Yeah, him and Kareem Hunt have a lot in common.
Snuck him back into the best team in the league.
Really,
They're both at the same meetings.
What did he
you know
do? No, I'm not. Let's not go there.
He was wrongly accused of.
Right. Allegedly.
Yeah.
So him and Kareem Hunt have.
Nope. There's video of that. There's a video of that one. Gabe, who you got?
And I'm proud to be an American.
There's a Buckner. Yeah,
Buckner.
America's
that was right after the Hunt thing. I was like, I'm really confused.
No, we're not. We're not proud of that.
Yeah, I mean that's the position group. No, it's an interesting conversation about how this is all going. Is even on this, we're referencing a Fox Sports kind of breakdown. This last paragraph, if you read it, basically what they're saying is, although we see the Eagles take most of the position groups, the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
and that's kind of consensus.
Yeah, like they have Andy Reid and Spags. Like,
I was gonna say, I think you got to factor.
Yeah, can I add one in there that we can match up? I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs still, but can we talk about the coaching matchup in this game? I think it's I still think it's the Chiefs, but I think it's closer than when people think it is.
Oh yeah,
I like Fangio just as much as I like Spags.
Those guys alone, I think the defensive coordinators, they have a ton of work ahead of them, but they're both more than capable.
Let me go back. I like him a little bit under Spags. Spags obviously better, but Fangio is no slouch.
Oh yeah,
Fangio's top tier.
No, these DCs can take over this game.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. All the star power we talked about
talent,
on offensive sides of both these teams, it could just at the end of the day just be about Spags versus Fangio.
20-17,
the oldest guys on the field,
the old ball coaches. Yeah.
But I mean, and then you got the Reid versus Sirriani. Obviously, Reid has been in this moment so many times. I want to say again, Nick Sirianni, right now the all-time leader in winning percentage.
Yeah.
The guy he's been his third Super Bowl in 4 years. Like,
yep.
I want to smash his face.
Second in 4 years. Like he's the most underrated coach in the NFL. I get it because what Gabe just said. Yeah. People just hate him personally.
Yeah.
Do you see what he did yesterday at the first guy to ask a question at Media Day was wearing a Chiefs hat? He's like, I don't want to take my first question from a guy in a Chiefs hat.
Good.
No, good. Yeah, good. I love that.
Bro, shut up.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good thing to bring up, Gabe, because I think if we let's split it offense, defensive. I'm getting it to the Chiefs on the defensive side.
Yeah, by a hair.
And the offensive side. But the Eagles are.
But the Eagles can do just enough on their best, not even on their best day. I think they can do just enough to win. Yeah. They could outcoach them for sure.
We just saw them drop 55 points in the playoff game.
Yeah,
like there's. I know it's the Commanders' different team, but still, it's in the playoffs.
I actually saw an interesting stat about that, where teams that score more than like 35 in a playoff game, like, and I don't want to put bad juju out there, but like I think the odds are greatly against them that they can't do it 2 weeks in a row. And against a good DC, because it was about the DCs, and that's why I brought that question up. And I was like, that's interesting, but I mean, then again, we've never seen someone like Saquon.
Saquon's just different.
So,
different animal.
It's different
dog.
I don't think he's in those. So,
AJ, do you think we have better coordinators this time against the Chiefs as opposed to Gannon Steichen?
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I mean, just overlook Kellen Moore.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
No, it's just that we haven't talked about him yet. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's a good OC.
Yeah,
he's just bottom barrel for all these great names.
Yeah. No, Kellen Moore's a good OC, and then just Fangio's just been awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
he's great. He's been great. He wasn't head coach, but he's a great coordinator.
This is why we got Fangio.
Yep.
Yeah.
For this game.
This was the missing piece of that Eagles team.
Because you guys won last in the Patriots when you won 38-35, right? It was a high scoring game.
I mean, imagine if he's in that game.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to have Brandon Graham make a miracle happen or have Ertz have a miracle catch. You can just actually relax and take your time with your offensive game plan. Yeah,
we didn't include Brandon Graham in that conversation, huh?
No,
I thought we were talking about when it came to pass rush for the defensive line, but I was like, you want to add him in the linebacker group or not? But either group you add him in, he's definitely.
I think he's going to play. I think he's going to be a situational pass rusher.
Yeah.
So I have a question then.
Go ahead.
Of all these groups, what has the biggest gap between the two teams?
The wide outs.
Not the running backs?
Oh shit, my bad. The running backs.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's the running backs, wide receivers.
Because there's a lot of close groups, especially on the defensive
That's what I'm
side.
saying. Okay,
I feel it.
Let me just
Cook.
Okay, I'm not making a prediction, but what I'm trying to do in this playoffs is just let's look at what makes sense. The Eagles are better almost every position group.
Yeah.
We just said the biggest gaps in position group are both in the Eagles' favor.
Yep.
Wide receiver and running back.
Yep.
That's how they've won in these playoffs. Those guys making big plays. The defense has been really good. The defense has been better than the Kansas City Chiefs defense. And this is one of those years where we're like, Chiefs are winning. It just doesn't look right yet.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't look right. Like, let's just be honest about it. He's winning, and, like, all props to him. He's in the Super Bowl once again. He beat some great teams to be here. But what just makes sense, if you take the history and emotions, I get that's a lot, but what just makes sense is that the Eagles are going to win this game. Just on paper, that's what makes sense. And, like, everyone knows I'm going to pick the Eagles. That's what I'm going with, and I have a confidence about Sunday. I really do.
I think the biggest thing, too, that nobody's talking about and people seem to forget is the first matchup against them, Hurts did obviously outplay Patrick Mahomes to me.
And that was against Spags. Spags was there.
Since Hurts' rookie year, I would dare anyone to find a game where he did not rise to the occasion. It's just what he does. I don't know. I can't recall a game. I don't know, AJ, you can help me out here.
I mean, there was the end of last season.
Okay. I'll give you that.
I mean, it was a tire fire like across the board for the whole team, but
he definitely didn't put the team on his back.
Right.
Yeah, but I feel like even in this playoffs, like last week, everyone was piling on him, and he was by far the best quarterback on that field. I trust Jalen Hurts. He just wins. The guy just wins. He balled out like Andrew said last time they played the Chiefs. Yeah. He's not afraid of this moment. He's played in championship games since like high school.
His whole career.
Like and I heard a lot of people. Obviously, there's a lot of Eagles podcasts this week. This Eagles team is made up of players who've been in championship games since high school. All the Georgia guys, all the Bama guys they got. That's all they do is play in championships. And I think that's why in the first matchup and in this matchup, I totally trust them to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, it's tough.
Whereas, like, if the Commanders had gotten to the spot, like, I don't know. How are they going to react?
I think the argument could be the difference is that, while the Eagles beat them, wide receiver, running back, offensive lineman, the argument is that the main position, the reason why we put billions of dollars into this one position is that Patrick Mahomes has the edge over Hurts.
Yeah.
He's the one ultimately that could get the most out of the offensive line, can get the most out of the running backs, and get the most out of the wide receivers. So, again, I know you don't want to make it about Hurts, he needs to do, but this really comes down to Hurts. You have the better weapons. Now you just gotta outplay the other guy one more time.
What sucks is that Mahomes might have a bad game on stats, and he might just make the one play.
Yeah,
and then Mahomes will get the glory, and Hurts will get. That's kind of what you saw.
It's the last Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Hurts outplayed him, but Hurts gets
it's
nothing.
The last Super Bowl. It's this whole year. This is kind of what I'm talking about. What makes sense? Like, are we sure Mahomes is like the best quarterback in this game right now?
But the problem is that that's how the Chiefs win with stuff that doesn't make sense.
Right.
That's
but like,
why
if we're going to talk about but if we're going to single out
what makes sense.
Hold on real quick. If we're going to single out Hurts versus Mahomes, then the other way around, we can't be it's the Chiefs against Hurts. Like, no, then we have to single out Mahomes versus Hurts. And if you put up their seasons against each other, like the Eagles have won just as much as the Chiefs have this year in more impressive fashion, and Hurts' numbers are like more total touchdowns. Obviously, the passing stats are in Mahomes' favor, but I'm just not convinced. Like, oh yeah, Mahomes is like far and above the better quarterback in this game. I just don't believe it, and we've seen it in the last Super Bowl just to like confirm that. Like, I don't know.
I think
not a huge gap.
It's gonna be hard for me to choose Mahomes and choose against Mahomes in the Super Bowl. That's just kind of it.
Because I think that's like the past just influencing like, and that is part of the conversation.
But yeah, and I know they haven't done it in impressive fashion, but they still have won. Like, wins are still wins. Like they still have 15 wins.
I don't think it's so much the past. That's what he's been doing this year. Maybe not as dramatically as Hurts, but that's if he did it last year and
so my point is like, but how does that make it better than Hurts? Because Hurts has done that too, but in a more impressive fashion.
Mahomes has the resume. Mahomes has Andy Reid. That's why it's different.
Okay, so I know, but you're jumping around. Like, if we're going to talk about this year, because you said he's won. Yeah. He's won this year. Okay, well, Hurts has done that too, but in a better way.
So to your point, I agree with what Joey's. I think Joey's saying is just overall he feels coming into this game, Jalen Hurts is the better quarterback right now. But I agree with them.
That sounds crazy even to hear.
And I agree actually. I do agree. He's just from this year, he is the better quarterback play wise. But like they said, you can't vote against him until somebody takes him off that mountain.
Yeah, and please, I don't want to end up with another Commander situation. Yeah. I am not saying like Mahomes is.
Joey says Mahomes is no good.
Yeah, exactly.
If we take the exercise that we just did, where we split everything and we go head-to-head matchups, then yes, you can close that gap.
That's all I'm saying
with Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. But then when you step back and put it all together, Mahomes elevates these receivers. Andy Reid elevates these receivers, and Andy Reid and Mahomes and the offensive line elevate these running backs. So I think that's where it's really, really hard to definitively say that I think Hurts is just as good, if not better, than Patrick Mahomes in this game, because when you put it all together, you put the whole recipe together. It is what it is. It's
just tough.
I took Mahomes, but I'm just saying, like, everyone is saying, like, well, this, the Eagles roster is better, but just Mahomes is so much better than Hurts. No. I'm taking the Chiefs. When it's like, you guys need to look at that gap and just take the red goggles off for a second.
Well, I can't speak for those fans, but I imagine what they probably meant was in this moment going into the Super Bowl. People are going to pick.
That's
Mahomes.
what I mean too.
Okay, I just wanted. I'm saying in that moment, I would say it's Mahomes, but
right. But here what I'm saying though, I am taking Mahomes as well. But what I'm saying is is the gap between is the gap between Mahomes and Hurts big enough to overlook all the other position groups that the Eagles are better in?
Yeah. No,
and I feel like it's such an easy decision for people, and I don't understand that.
Because it's this is gonna sound like I'm not listening to what you're saying. Because Mahomes has done it before, and he's done it with
because it's so hard to pick.
It's just hard to pick against him. I get it, but
he's doing it now with like a better on paper, on paper, playmakers than he had even last year, and he won it last year. It's just hard to pick against him, and like Age said, when you put him and Reid and all these guys, I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm sure Hurts probably will have a better stat line, but when the game counts, Mahomes is gonna come through, and that's what
it's gonna be interesting to see what works out better. Mahomes trying to elevate and figure pass rushing core, or Hurts taking advantage of a much better receiving core, pass receiving core versus receiving core.
This might not even be the conversation we're having at the Super Bowl too, because
I think it's going to be defense.
Saquon Barkley again. Hurts can go in there and toss one.
That's true. We're not talking about Saquon enough.
Yeah, I'm saying
tell you what, that's the main thing.
Hurts could go out there and toss one touchdown pass, have maybe little Vegas stuff, have 184 passing yards.
I know, right?
He could have that kind of game, and Eagles can still win by, I would say, a touchdown to 10 points. Something right here. I think we're not talking about enough about that. I don't think it should be necessarily head-to-head with the quarterback spot. Saquon has something that Mahomes doesn't even have close to.
And that's the biggest matchup, Spags versus Saquon. Yeah. Like, how that goes might determine the whole Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys?
I think Saquon's the one that's going to elevate. No disrespect to Hurts. Hurts is not going to elevate that whole team. It's going to be the running back.
I'm just so happy for Saquon.
Yeah.
He was in the shithole for his whole career. Was playing hurt most of that time with bad offensive lines, bad quarterback play. His first year out of there, he's in the Super Bowl.
Also, too, what's really cool, I mean, I know you guys can take it how you want it. On his birthday, you have to imagine that's
true.
He's coming in with a little bit more, and that's scary to say because he already has juice. He is the juice. Yeah. But you coming in on your birthday, man, showing the world, showing your former team on the grandest stage of them all against Patrick Mahomes. Hey, man. Watch out. That's all I can say.
We still got a lot more breakdown to do. We got our picks to make, maybe some more betting stuff that you guys get into. All that on Friday's show. That's it for our show today, episode 212 in the books. Like I said before, make sure you go check out Monday's show, Chuck Liddell. We talked about his career. We talked about his football fandom, his football career. A lot to get into.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Liddell, go check that out. Go download BETR Picks. Get involved in the action this week. Use our code in the description. We'll see you Friday. Bye.
Peace. You suck, Beyonce.